remember you saying that you jump on a bus in Ireland to visit almost every single county, if not all the counties.
Yeah.
So
So
that is
yeah,
something remarkable. For me, I
I can
it
safely
was like,
say to you that I have
mm,
spent one night in each of the 32 counties in Ireland. So in the
cool.
south, the 26 in the south, and the six up north, I have spent at least one night in all of them. At one
Mm,
point, what I used to do, I used to when I was working either as a nurse or as a nurse's assistant, I was working 3 days on and 4 days off, or
mm,
4 days on and 3 days off. So what I used to do on my days off is I'd go into Galway, into the city, right? And I would go to the bus station, and I'd literally, the bus that was parked there, right? The very first bus that was going there, I just go and get a ticket for wherever that was going, and I head off. And I would end up in Kerry, Cork, you name it. I'd end up somewhere, and I would just take the bus there, and I'd have no plans at all. Like literally, get on a bus and go, and then buy a ticket to wherever that bus was going, and then I
mm,
would go down there, and I would spend maybe a day or two traveling around, just going around the place. Like back in those days, people used to hitchhike a lot in Ireland. I hitchhiked everywhere in Ireland.
mm,
And so I'd get off the bus, and I'd find some town somewhere, and then I'd make sure that I had some lodgings for the night. I'd find a B&B, or I'd find a youth hostel, or I'd find a whatever it was, and I would stay there, and I would just kind of explore the town, explore the area, maybe go
mm.
for a hike into the mountains nearby, whatever. But I had my mission to try
Mm.
and stay in every county at least one night, and I have done that. I have done in all of
And
the
that's mission
counties.
accomplished. Yeah,
Mission
I think there are not
accomplished.
many people that,
Ticked.
yeah, tick. There are not many people that can say that. Even
Yeah.
someone who was born and bred here. So I like that. That energy, that interest. So what did you make out of going to every single corner in Ireland?
Well,
Is there any thing that you come across that you want to share?
I guess like I mean, I've always been a big fan of Irish people in general, and
Mm,
I guess at that time, what I and the people are still like this. They're a welcoming, open people. Now I was a young adult at this stage. I was 20, 21, whatever it was. Um, but they're Irish people are very open and welcoming, and also curious. They ask you questions. Oh, right, where are you from? Even if it's where are you from? Oh, you're from Galway. Oh, what are you doing down here? Kind of thing, or
yeah.
whatever. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah. So I mean, it was overall, it was a very positive experience, and I had some amazing kind of random adventures just by meeting random people, and they'd say, I remember one time being I was in Mayo. It was a horrible storm. I was stuck. It was very wet, very windy, blah 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 blah, and I was in the middle of nowhere, and it was evening time, and I hadn't booked anything at this stage now. So I'd arrived there in the morning time, and I said, sure, I'll find something later on, but I hadn't booked anything. And
Mm,
I met this guy, and I was basically looking for. I was trying to say to him, look, basically, I don't have accommodation for tonight, and do you know where I could? And he was like, geez, around here, there isn't much around here. And he said, I'll tell you what, why don't you come and stay in my place for the night, in
mm,
a farm out in the middle, I mean, the middle of nowhere. Like, now, if you think about that concept now, I don't think there's many people that would actually go and do it. But he was the most soundest guy, such a friendly, he was just like, you're stuck, I'll look after you. Do you know
mm.
what I mean? And then the next morning, he said, oh, I'm driving down towards Galway. Do you want a lift? And I said, sure, yeah, mighty, and we went off, and he dropped me somewhere, and then I was able to. But that kind of thing was, I loved that kind of the adventure of meeting totally random people in random areas. And then, if